I'm gonna make another video looking at some of Mighty Mouse's recent complaints, but first I just want to take a quick look at this little clip.
The media claims he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
Right.
I think Conor McGregor is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. If you look at what that really means, what pound-for-pound means, and Conor doesn't give a shit. He'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. And if Demetrius is the pound-for-pound best guy in the world, then fight TJ Dillashaw. Fight somebody that people will actually care about and be interested in, and there you go.
Now here's what Dana had to say not even 2 fucking months ago.
Listen, he's already the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, and he strives to be better each time, and he gets better each time, literally destroying people. Yeah, this kid could be considered the GOAT right now, and or to give Anderson Silva the true respect, you wait till he actually breaks the record, and it's hard to not call this guy the greatest of all time.
So to answer his own question,
how do you bully the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world?
Well, by publicly and dishonestly diminishing his pound-for-pound status just because he's not doing exactly what you want. You know, I give Dana a lot of shit in his channel, but one thing I do appreciate is just how transparent the guy is. You could see his bullshit from outer space. But to be honest, I'm surprised that fight is what Dana wants. The very first question I had when this whole situation developed was why would any of the interested parties want this fight? And the biggest mystery to me was TJ Dillashaw. TJ already has a title shot at bantamweight, a much bigger fight that's part of a greater rivalry with Team Alpha Male, a feud that kicked off almost 2 fucking years ago. There's a whole bunch of hype, tons of trash talk, and an entire explosive season of The Ultimate Fighter promoting it. It's a far bigger fight than Mighty Mouse, and all reports indicate that Cody is going to make a speedy recovery. So why risk losing one of the biggest fights of his career? Well, maybe TJ isn't moving down despite the big fight with Cody. Maybe he's moving down because of the big fight with Cody. If TJ can move down, quickly snatch Mighty Mouse belt, and then return to challenge Cody, then by virtue of his newly claimed crown, he'll be entitled to a pay-per-view cut. And so he'll benefit from all that exhausting fucking bullshit. All the juvenile shit-slinging, all the animosity, all the tantrums Cody's been throwing on The Ultimate Fighter. TJ will be at least somewhat compensated. But if he just sits it out, then the only person to benefit from the rivalry in terms of pay-per-view points will be Cody Garbrandt. TJ will miss getting a slice of possibly the biggest pie of his entire career. Kenny Florian asked him point blank on Fox.
Now, if you were to beat DJ, would you say at 125 pounds? That's all up in the air, you know? I mean, it all depends on, I mean, I can make the weight and I feel great, so it's not that I wouldn't defend the belt, you know? It's whatever makes the most sense at the time.
Just watch that crafty smile slide across Dillashaw's face as he replies.
It's whatever makes the most sense at the time.
You know, whatever makes sense. Maybe I'll defend the belt. Who knows? Maybe I'll run off and join a fucking circus, teach monkeys how to ride skateboards, get shot out of a cannon, swallow a couple of swords. Or maybe I'll go right back up to bantamweight and take a big old slice of that pie that's been sitting in a fucking oven for 2 years. Whatever makes sense. Yeah, I think we know what that's gonna be. I'm not hating, by the way. If that is Dillashaw's plan, then it's one ballsy fucking move. He's taking a hell of a gamble. You gotta admire his confidence. The guy's putting it all in a line here. High risk, high reward. But for Mighty Mouse, there's basically no reward. One thing Dana keeps pushing is that Mighty Mouse's next fight is the only flyweight fight he's ever getting pay-per-view points on. But what he conveniently omits is that in order for the pay-per-view points to kick in, they have to sell a certain number of pay-per-views, and that number is likely 300,000. Now, Mighty Mouse versus Dillashaw is obviously a bigger fight than Mighty Mouse versus Ray Borg, but it's still very unlikely to break 300,000 pay-per-views. So who benefits from the extra pay-per-views that fight sells? Well, the one man who doesn't think Mighty Mouse is the best fighter on the planet, unless he takes that fight. What a coincidence. So there's no monetary reward for Mighty Mouse. But on the other hand, there could not be more risk. We all know that if Dillashaw misses weight, Mighty Mouse can't break the record. But if Dillashaw makes weight and beats Mighty Mouse, then you might as well flush the whole flyweight division right down the fucking toilet. Because TJ's heading straight back to bantamweight.
It's whatever makes the most sense at the time.
The UFC can't even figure out a way to sell Mighty Mouse fights while he's the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet on the cusp of breaking the record for the most title defenses. So good luck trying to sell a Mighty Mouse interim title fight. And based on Dana's comments,
We've been talking about shutting down the flyweight division for about 3 years.
he might just go ahead and cancel the whole thing. So zero reward, but massive risk for DJ. I mean, his entire division could be on a fucking line here. But even from the UFC's perspective, I don't get it. Cody's not going to be out for long, and this is a legitimate rivalry. Totally organic, with various key people promoting it for the last 2 years. It started with Dwayne and Faber bickering about money and sponsors. Dillashaw got caught in the middle. And Cody, Buckholz, and Team Alpha Male started talking shit. Cruz used it to try to fuck with TJ, and even McGregor somehow found his way into the whole thing. It's one of the most bizarre, convoluted rivalries we've ever seen. And depending on how the fight goes, it could continue promoting itself for fucking years. It could be exactly what bantamweight needs. So you would think capitalizing on that rivalry would be priority number one. I just do not get jeopardizing it with a much smaller fight. Cody doesn't even look like he's going to be out long enough to call it a quick fix. It just seems stupid. Unless they're actually looking for an excuse to cancel the flyweight division, I just don't get it. Anyway, I'm on Mighty Mouse's side on this one. He has several legitimate grievances here, and under the circumstances, a big payday beckoning Dillashaw back to bantamweight, Dana threatening to terminate the flyweight division, I hope Mighty Mouse stands his ground on this one. Otherwise, he may be about to get absolutely fucked.